Hey everyone! Welcome to PNC Classic Movie Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Roman Holiday, which is a romantic comedy movie which takes place in 1953.
This movie was directed by a man named William Wyler, who some of you might be familiar with another movie he did, which was very famous, called Ben-Hur, and it was starring Charlton Heston. So there's some other ones he did, but that would be one that I think some people might be most likely to know. Very famous.
The film stars Gregory Peck as Joe Bradley, the down-on-his-luck newspaper reporter. It stars Audrey Hepburn in her first major film role and first American film role. And it stars Eddie Albert as Irving Radovich, who is like the best friend character for Joe Bradley.
And actually, speaking of things where people might recognize someone famous, Eddie Albert, so for people of my generation or who maybe somehow saw reruns on TV during the 70s, Eddie Albert was in a TV show called Green Acres. So when I first saw this movie and I saw him, I thought, oh, I didn't know this guy was ever in anything else. And he's very great in this movie, by the way, too. So that's a little fun fact ahead of the fun facts. We're going to do some more fun facts down at the end, as well as our ratings and some other fun things. So please watch till the end. The plot of this movie is about Audrey Hepburn as this Princess Anne, and she is from an unnamed European country, and she's doing a tour, and she feels very overwhelmed and constricted by this tightly controlled life she has, and she's on a schedule, and kind of being treated somewhat like a child as well. And she gets fed up, and she sneaks out and goes out into the city of Rome on her own, where she meets Gregory Peck as Joe Bradley, the newspaper reporter. And they together decide to go on a Roman holiday and see the sights and have some fun.
And speaking of the sights, the filming takes place entirely in Rome, and it includes 15 historic landmarks, including the Colosseum and lots of others. If you are from Italy or have been to Italy, you might recognize some of them.
Yeah, so when you're watching, you can try to catch what all of those are, see if you can find all 15. This movie was a box office success, as well as a success as far as awards. It got 3 Academy Awards. One was for Best Story, one was for Best Costumes for Black and White, and last but not least, Audrey Hepburn got the Best Actress Award. Quite an accomplishment for her very first film.
Yeah.
Her very first major film.
Part of what helped Audrey Hepburn to get her Academy Award was our little fun fact. The famous thing about this movie is that at the time, Gregory Peck's contract was that he would have top billing, solo top billing. But he insisted about halfway through the movie that Audrey Hepburn get top billing along with him. So they were equals. And this was unheard of at the time, and it really helped boost her reputation in the movie.
There's actually some footage you can find online of Gregory Peck talking about this and saying that not only did he recognize how wonderful she was, but also that he thought that he would end up seeming like a fool if he didn't do this. He felt he just had to for more than one reason. So yeah, that's some of these kind of fun facts are something we do love about this movie, but there are some other things as well. Starting with, for myself, anyone who knows me knows that Gregory Peck is my all-time favorite actor.
Favorite? Absolute favorite.
Favorite between actresses and actors, men and women. He's my all-time favorite. And I do love Audrey Hepburn as well. I don't actually have a favorite female actress, but I love her as well. And she's very charming, and they have a really great dynamic between each other in this movie.
And then I like the best friend relationship between Eddie Albert's character and Gregory Peck's character. It's really fun to see Joe Bradley kind of try to cover up that he's with the princess, and Eddie Albert's just ignorant until he gets kicked around a few times. It's fun.
Yeah, which actually reminds me of something else. All the movies we love, this is something we love, that they have a mix of components. There is romance in this movie and comedy, and actually they don't really bill it this way, but there's a little bit of seriousness and serious drama in there as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really fun movie, but yeah, it's mostly a comedy and a romance.
And then you also like when characters
transform. Yes, this is definitely a characteristic of this movie. For actually, you know, I think all three, so the main two characters, but I think Eddie Albert's character actually transforms as well. It's not as featured, but it really does. And that to me makes a great story. It's a component of a great story. We can't talk about it any more detail because it would spoil it for you. Pick a lock.
So what would you rate this movie?
I have to rate this movie a 10 out of 10. It's amazing and wonderful. I've seen it many times. And again, like all the movies that we really love, every time I see it, I enjoy it more and more. I never get bored with it.
And she never gets bored of Gregory Peck.
Never get bored of Gregory Peck.
I would rate the movie a 10. I really can't think of anything like wrong about the movie. It is really great. I do feel like some things are a little bit unrealistic, but movies are unrealistic, so I'm not gonna knock the movie for that reason.
We could probably say that about every movie,
right?
Huh?
Yeah.
Right. So we want to let you know that the next movie we're thinking about doing is also another romance movie because Valentine's Day is coming up. And it's a movie called Seventh Heaven.
Mm-hmm. It stars Jimmy Stewart as the main character.
And there is a French actress named
Simone Simon.
Mm-hmm. And do you remember what year that is?
1936. I could be off by a year or two.
And that one actually is one, sometimes we find a movie that is not highly rated, but that we think is really great, that is underrated. So yeah. I'd say that's one of those movies. And Jimmy Stewart is very young, and it's very fun to see him very, very young. And then after that, after Valentine's Day, we have something else special planned.
We're gonna do some of my favorite movies, which are not underrated at all by anyone's opinion. We're going to do 3 swashbucklers. We're going to do The Scarlet Pimpernel from 1934, The Adventures of Robin Hood, which is my favorite movie of all time with Errol Flynn, and The Mask of Zorro, which is the Tyrone Power one from 1940.
All great movies. We've seen them numerous times, and we love them every time. So we think you guys might like that. So thank you very much for being here, and please share your thoughts and ideas in the comments if you have an idea for movies we should review, and what you think about Roman Holiday. If you've seen it, if you'd like to see it, anything you'd like to share, please let us know. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.